All right, so I think people sense this, but I think it's worth laying out anyway. AI, it's not the kind of technology that's going to disrupt a single task like the typewriter did, or even a single type of labor like the calculator did, or going even further, a single industry like the cotton gin did, right? Those each had impacts of kind of smaller degrees. I think economists think of AI as this general purpose technology, and that's a kind of sea change that really will interrupt and accelerate the economies, right? The normal march of economic progress. Could you explain kind of the magnitude of what AI can be to the world economy?
Sure. Like economists and experts and management consultants, they've done a lot of work, and they are correct in separating electricity, the steam engine, and computer internet revolution and AI as the four technologies that are put into what's called GPT, general purpose technology. That is, as a platform, they will change everything. Like when we had electricity, everything changed. The way you stored food, the way you did work, the way you got to work, the way you can use your evenings, you can enjoy entertainment. Everything changed. So AI is the same way. AI, even in its current form, can be applied to thousands, if not tens of thousands of professions that will basically make very smart decisions about what ads to show, how to minimize loan default rate, maximize return on investment, leading to recognized speech and record everything we ever said, and leading to robotics, automated warehouse, and autonomous vehicles. So the number of applications, when the number of applications become tens of thousands, is effectively a platform that would, in a general purpose way, uplift and change the entire economy and all the industries. PwC has estimated that in the next 11 years, AI will bring about $17 trillion of net incremental GDP to the world. So that is the approximation about the size of the impact, and that is essentially creating another China plus India.
Yeah,
so I think that is the magnitude.
That's a trillion with a TR trillion. That's a big number. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Your book, AI Superpowers, China, Silicon Valley, and the New World Order. You've got a hypothesis in there as it relates to artificial intelligence, and that is that the coming divide that it causes will be that U.S. and China, who are currently right now the two countries that are at the forefront of research on AI, will kind of be at the top of the stack, and then there's going to be everybody else, essentially a duopoly of haves and the remaining panopoly of have-nots. Can you give a little more color on that?
Yeah, absolutely. To be specific, U.S. continues to lead the world in research, and that is the core strength of the United States. However, given what I said earlier, there has been only one breakthrough 9 years ago, and that breakthrough is open source. So the whole world is competing on their ability to innovate, implement, put AI into practice, into business, make money, and what the countries that will lead will be countries that have that innovation backed up with capital and smart venture capitalists and good entrepreneurs with a lot of funding, and they will also need a sizable market into which AI can be developed and sold. And the market is not only important to size the business opportunity, but also a larger market means more data. So in the era of AI, data is the new oil. So whoever has the most data becomes the new OPEC. And in that sense, China has a lot of advantages because there are more people and people have stronger usages. So China leads in data. Both U.S. and China have strong VCs and entrepreneurs. China's market is huge. U.S. pretty much dominates the developed world and the English-speaking countries. So we would think of that as the market, and is also large, not as large as China, but pretty large. And also that market has a higher per capita income. So both U.S. and China have a lot going for them. Comparatively, other countries either have not great technologies like U.S. does, or not a large number of entrepreneurs and engineers like China does, or not large enough market like either the English-speaking countries or China, or not a VC ecosystem to fund entrepreneurs on an ongoing basis. So when you take these metrics, entrepreneurs, VC ecosystem, data, AI application knowledge, and AI research capability, if you measure these 5 things, other than US and China, there is no other country that you can even put 2 or 3 checks on, not to mention 5 checks. So that would lead to a world where if the pie is 100%, US and China will probably take 90%, leaving only 10% for the rest of the world.
Yeah. And I think I should also just mention that you are, in terms of your thinking on this, you're a moderate, right? You're not all utopian. You're not all dystopian. You're kind of giving it as you see it. And the other thing also is the strengths of U.S. and the strengths of China become a larger factor at different stages of development in AI, right? So when you get closer to, let's call it sentience, the data set of China will be more valuable than the data scientists that reside in the United States.
Yeah, I think one can make reasonable arguments either way. One could hypothesize that the next breakthrough is likely to come from the US, so the advantage will go to the US. One might predict that the homogeneity and the size of data in China will give it advantage. One might say that US is more innovative, or one might say Chinese entrepreneurs work harder. So you can go back and forth. What is difficult is to predict who will be the gold medalist in this.
Yeah.
But what is clear is the gold and silver medals will go to U.S. and China in either order.